My name is Mitali Jain and I'm a passionate pharmacist turned a pharmacovigilance scientist with approximately now 6 years of experience in pharmacovigilance and clinical research, and now at the age of 29, founder and CEO of 2 companies, The Pharma Daily, which is an edtech platform. You can check me out on YouTube as well as on LinkedIn, and also another company named Vigisolvo, which we built during COVID. We didn't see this coming, that it will gradually build up into a contract research organization where we will be solving people's pharmacovigilance related problems. Okay, so anybody feeling sleepy, I can just give you a magic pill and everybody's sleep will go away. There's this word that this generation loves: work from home jobs. If you listen to this workshop and if you participate in this workshop nicely, you might end up getting work from home jobs after your pharma degrees also. Okay? Yes? Alright. So this is my journey so far. I've already told you a lot of things about myself. I've done my B.Pharm, gave my GPAT, got a nice sum quite of AIR. Then did my M.Pharm. My first job was in TCS, where I actually learned what is pharmacovigilance, what is clinical research, did a quite few projects which really helped me understand the core of pharmacovigilance. And now I do believe that pharmacovigilance is needed. Alright? These are various social media platforms that I just mentioned. You can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. We are trying to build a pharma community for you guys, because if you are not getting the right guidance, if you are not getting what to do in future, if you are going haywire about kal kya karna hai, so you can just join our communities and keep on getting updates relating to the jobs and different kinds of things that you can do after your curriculum degrees that you are right now pursuing. Okay? Can you give a hand raise and show me how many of you belong to B.Pharm? Okay, almost everyone. How many of you are from M.Pharm? Nice, looks good. अभी भी लोग मास्टर्स करते हैं, अच्छा लग रहा है देख के. Okay, तो फार्मेसी की होप जिंदा है. So it's okay if I conduct the session in Hindi, English both? Yeah? Okay, great. So there are various things that we put on our platform daily. If you're gonna follow our Instagram channel, you can see we post pharma quiz related questions every day. Okay, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ तो काम का word रोज मिल ही जाएगा देखने को. Okay, there is a lot of communication gap and communication error that we face in pharma students. ठीक है, तो वो भी आप यहाँ पे आकर better कर सकते हो. There are various things that we can do. Okay, now coming on to pharmacovigilance. पहला question, मैम pharmacovigilance में scope कैसा है? Should we even go for it? Second question, ma'am, AI is going to take our pharmacovigilance now, so should we even do a job in that, right? So this comic is going to answer your question. Okay, over the lunch I was discussing with the delegates also, and they also reassured to me that pharmacovigilance is going nowhere. If you look at the comic carefully, the first one says, did the new slimming drug test okay? ओके, सो इमेजिन कर लो कि ये एक प्रिंसिपल इन्वेस्टिगेटर है और वो पेशेंट से पूछ रहा है कि ये जो न्यू स्लिमिंग ड्रग है ये ठीक से वर्क कर रही है नहीं कर रही है. सो शी इज सेइंग नो, इट इज़ गिविंग टू मेनी साइड इफेक्ट्स. द ड्रग वाज सपोज टू स्लिम द लेडी, और वो लेडी साइज में छोटी हो गई है. सो यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शंस एनी काइंड ऑफ ड्रग्स कैन कॉज. द सिमिलर कॉमिक नेक्स्ट टू इट शोज, डज दिस काउंट एज एन एडवर्स इवेंट. एक आदमी चलकर आ रहा है और शायद एक प्रिंसिपल इन्वेस्टिगेटर या क्लिनिशियन से पूछ रहा है कि मेरा एक हेड था, एक और निकल आया है आपकी कंपनी ड्रग खाने के बाद. सो डज दिस काउंट एज एन एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन? यस और नो? सो जोक्स अपार्ट, बट पहले ही आप इससे पहले कि ये क्वेश्चन मुझसे पूछें एट द एंड ऑफ द सेशन और मैं कहूँ कि रामायण खत्म हो गई है, अब आप राम सीता के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. सो लेट मी क्लैरिफाई. क्लिनिकल ट्रायल जब शुरू होता है, दैट डे itself pharmacovigilance begins. So it is a myth or a misconception that we feel pharmacovigilance begins when the drug gets marketing license. Okay? So वो जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा सुना है? सबने सुना है? तो जब तक बीमारियां हैं, जब तक डिजीजेज हैं, तब तक मेडिसिन की रिसर्च होती रहेगी. यस और नो? थोड़ा जोर से गाइस, अब तो पावर आ गया होगा, अच्छा लंच खिलाया BHU वालों ने, यस और नो? ओके, so the main thing over here is, okay, talk to me, not amongst yourselves, okay? I am just here for 1 hour. All right, so basically until and unless we keep on having diseases and clinical research is going on, pharmacovigilance will prevail. There is no silly small thing like AI or ML or any new transformation that comes in the IT department is gonna take away pharmacovigilance and clinical research from the pharma people, okay? So rest assured. Now one more important question. मैम आपने कहा था वर्क फ्रॉम होम जॉब, हम तो सुनने ही इसलिए लग गए थे. So many of you are still confused. हम क्यों करें, क्या फ़ायदा होगा, हम कहाँ जाएं? So many of you are also thinking कि after doing my B.Pharm or M.Pharm degree, I am तो gonna do MBA or I am gonna slightly shift and go in some other department. Okay, so these are the various degrees for B.Pharm graduates, for M.Pharm graduates, for PhD graduates. What are the salary constraints and what are the different designation you can get in the companies? Okay, this is an average package. Does not mean कि ये जो लिखा हुआ है बस यही मिल सकता है, इससे better भी आप crack कर सकते हो. Okay, so many of you are still in confusion. What will I become in the industry when I pursue my B.Pharm, and after that if I join a PV job or a clinical research job, what do I become? There are various ways how companies call it. Okay, if you go to TCS, they will call you a PV scientist. If you go to Syneos, they will call you a drug safety associate. If you go to Wipro or if you go to Cognizant, they will call you junior data analyst. Okay, so there are different names and different roles that are existing which you can join. All right, moving ahead, let's understand what exactly is pharmacovigilance. How many of you know what is an ADR? Adverse drug reaction. ये तो full form है. Detail क्या है? So adverse drug reaction is anything that goes wrong after taking the drug. मैम आपने तो बहुत generalize कर दिया. अगर मैंने ड्रग खाया और मैं फिसल गया पानी पर से तो क्या ये भी ADR है? Yes, it is also an adverse event. Okay, so company makes sure anything and everything that is happening wrong with you after taking the drug is registered and is reported as an adverse drug reaction. Okay, what is the major agenda of this workshop? We are going to learn a concept named causality assessment. Okay, so causality assessment में पता चलेगा कि आपका पानी पर से फिसलना because of the water on the floor था, because of the wet floor था, या फिर it was something related to the drug. Whether it happened because as soon as you took the drug 1 hour later you started feeling drowsy, बहुत dizzy feel हो रहा था, आपको पानी दिखा नहीं और आप शायद फिसल गए. Okay, so to find out what is the actual cause of having the ADR is the agenda of today's workshop, which we will eventually do. Okay, understanding pharmacovigilance. Coming back to pharmacovigilance है क्या? So any adverse drug reaction is actually what just happened. Okay, is somebody listening this on phone or something? Why are two voices coming? Yeah, adverse reaction I guess. Okay, anyways, coming back to what I was saying. So pharmacovigilance is all about taking care about adverse drug reactions. When we talk about clinical trials, so clinical trial में हमने enough testing किया, लेकिन we were taking care about the patient, how the patient is feeling, what the patient is going through, all right, how the drug is behaving, right? But we have not completely spoken about the only one aspect about the drug which can happen after the consumption of the drugs. Okay, so pharmacovigilance अगर WHO के according ही define करना है, so it is the detection, assessment, understanding and prevention of adverse drug reaction. It is a completely dedicated subject. हमने इसको pharmacology का chapter 4 समझा था, right? KDT में एक chapter 4 है adverse drug reactions. KDT पढ़ी होगी ना? Yes or no? Right? Okay. तो वहाँ पे एक chapter 4 था, but ये एक जीती जागती field है जहाँ पे आप जॉब कर सकते हो, जहाँ पे आप अपना रिसर्च वर्क कर सकते हो कंटिन्यू, एंड इसके साथ एड ऑन बेनिफिट्स ये आते हैं कि कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड से भी आपको जोड़ देता है. सो यू कैन हैव वन लेग इन द फार्मा डिपार्टमेंट एंड द अदर वन इज इन द कॉर्पोरेट. ओके, So this is a field that gives you everything literally. Alright, what is the ultimate goal? हम क्यों कर रहे हैं ये? सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन है, ज़रूरत क्या पड़ गई फार्माकोविजिलेंस करने की? आपने क्लिनिकल ट्रायल किया था, आपने इतने सारे पेशेंट्स को अलग अलग सेगमेंट्स में यानी फेजेस में डिवाइड करके मेक श्योर किया था कि आप सबके ऊपर ड्रग्स टेस्ट करें. येस और नो? येस और नो? वी हैव डिफरेंट फेजेस इन क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स. हाउ मेनी फेजेस? 5 और 4? हाउ कम कुछ लोगों को 4 पता है और कुछ लोगों को 5 पता है? Some people don't know phase 0, right? Phase 0 clinical trial, which is also known as the microdosing phase. So total 5 phases are there. All right? So why pharmacovigilance is needed? 5 बार patients पे test कर लिया, drug कैसी है, अच्छी है, बुरी है. What is the percentage safety of the drug? What is the percentage efficacy of the drug? And why is there a requirement of continuous monitoring? Any answer? So there are 2-3 answers to this question. Okay, one of the answers is thalidomide incidence. अगर किसी ने नाम सुना हो, thalidomide tragedy. Yes, phocomelia, right? So thalidomide tragedy, if everyone knows, there was an incidence where pregnant women in US, UK and many foreign countries were giving thalidomide as off-label use indication. So I don't have much time to go into off-label use indication. This is the homework for everybody. Please search कि off-label use medication क्या होता है. Okay? Coming back to what I was saying. So the drug thalidomide is not actually meant for morning sickness, but the pregnant women were being provided that particular drug for morning sickness. क्या होता है morning sickness? Nausea and vomiting. Very common phenomenon when we talk about pregnancy, right? And what was the resultant? And when did it come into light? After 10 years. 10 years में 50,000 babies suffered from phocomelia. What is phocomelia? Okay, I'm so glad I'm hearing answers in return. So glad. Okay, so phocomelia is basically a disorder where the hind limbs and forelimbs of the baby or the newborn are remaining underdeveloped. Those of you don't know phocomelia, please Google after this session. Okay, keep making notes and homework लिखते रहना, that I will be giving you during the session. Okay, so that is one reason. That is the one big reason why US FDA and everything was created and why people realized that clinical trial की ज़रूरत है. उसके पहले क्या होता था? हम लोग Instagram पे बहुत देखते हैं ना कि this is how things have started now, but before this era कैसे काम होता था? वाला रील चलता है, मीम आता है, right? तो previously before clinical trials and pharmacovigilance क्या होता था? Have you read stories in the history of pharmacy वाले जो chapters और subjects होते थे, where they mention that the scientists who were crazy, they used to make drugs, they used to administer it without informing anybody on their maid, on any of their family members, on their pet and different things. Okay, not accusing any scientist, but there were no norms, there were no regulations कि testing करनी कैसे, right? Then finally clinical trial testing and all the norms and regulations came in, ICH बना, good clinical practices, good vigilance practices आई. Now we have a set of pro-pharma कि कैसे कैसे patient enroll होगा, how you are supposed to do the drug testing and everything. So what is the second reason why we are performing pharmacovigilance? First reason तो thalidomide tragedy था, जहाँ से हमने शुरू किया ये समझना, ये एहसास करना. The first time human kind realized that there needs to be a proper clinical testing of a drug. What is the second reason? The second reason is in 90% of the trials there are 4 vulnerable groups that are not taken into account while performing clinical testing. What are vulnerable groups? Any idea? So there are 4 vulnerable groups. They are pediatrics, geriatrics, pregnant women and lactating mothers. Okay, so pediatric population, which means small children, geriatric population, old age senile patients, pregnant women I don't need to explain, and lactating mothers means the ones who are on breastfeeding, right? So these 4 major population groups are never taken into consideration because of a logical reason. You cannot test a drug on babies, right? We don't want a second thalidomide disaster, do we? Same thing goes with pregnant women. We don't want teratogenicity, do we? What is teratogenicity? Likh lo. After this session, find out. Okay. So agenda of the workshop again. Guys, again, please talk to me if you want. I am just here for an hour. Okay. So what we are going to understand in today's workshop is the ADR reporting procedure. Half of us don't know कि अगर हमें हमारी फैमिली में किसी को भी कोई ADR होता है तो हम उसे कैसे रिपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. All right. So we are going to talk about who can report an ADR, what to report about an ADR, how to report an ADR, whom to report an ADR. करना किसको है कंप्लेंट अगर दवाई ठीक से काम नहीं कर रही, अगर आपको एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन हो रहा है, and where to report, what are the different mechanisms or procedures how you can report. All right. Moving ahead, who can report. तो माइंड वेल, अगर फार्माकोविजिलेंस का इंटरव्यू लाइंड अप है फाइनल ईयर स्टूडेंट्स बोथ बी फार्म एम फार्म, दिस इज वन ऑफ द मेजर क्वेश्चंस. प्लीज राइट डाउन द क्वेश्चन एंड द आंसर एंड मेक 5 stars over it. That's a better idea. Take a picture. Okay. So when you will be asked who can report an ADR in the interview, please don't say कि सब report कर सकते हैं सर. मैम कोई भी report कर सकता है. That is not the industry way of answering questions in interviews, right? So you have to say there are 2 categories of people who can report an ADR. So I'm answering you this question in the form of how you have to say it in the interview, and I hope this will give you the sense of who can report an ADR really. Okay. So there are 2 categories. First one is all healthcare professionals. Now all healthcare professionals मतलब क्या? Obviously doctors, surgeons, MDs, pharmacists. How many of you are pharmacists? बस इतने ही? Okay. In the process, budding pharmacists we should call you, right? So clinicians, dentists, chiropractors, coroners, nurses, physiotherapists, everybody. Okay. What are coroners by the way? I just mentioned a word जो शायद कम सुना हो लोगों ने. What is a coroner? Any idea? Coroners are people who provide autopsy details and the people who make the autopsy reports. So pharmacovigilance में if a report comes from a coroner, then also it is considered as a medically confirmed and an HCP report. All right. The second category, all the non-healthcare professionals. Now who are these people? The consumer, the customer, the patient, their family members, their wife, their husband, मतलब उनका spouse, then their in-law family, their real family, their parents, their grandparents, grandchildren can report the ADRs. Okay. Even the neighbor can report an ADR. Now इसकी क्या ज़रूरत थी? इंडिया में तो ऐसी ज़रूरत आएगी नहीं. But in US there are people who live alone. Okay. In many countries there are people who completely live alone. So for that pharmacovigilance has made sure कि उनकी भी बात सुनी जाए, वो भी ADR report कर पाए. So if there is a condition where there is an 88-year-old patient who is not able to report the ADR, they are not able to type it, or they are not able to send the report through their app or their mobile or through an email, what can be done? The neighbor can also report on their behalf. Even a relative can report, even a friend can report, even a colleague can report. And all other non-healthcare professional backgrounds like lawyers, event managers, firefighters, whatever profession comes to your mind can also report an ADR, provided that they have the knowledge that okay, there is something called ADR reporting, right? That's what we need to bring in India. Yes or no? Say yes. So गए क्या? Work from home job. Keep alive. Okay. All right. I'm not going to use the same joke again next time. Sorry for that. What to report in an ADR? What should we be reporting? There are 4 things. If anybody is making notes really, there are only 4 things that you need to report in an ADR. Okay, the answer is not on the slide who are taking pictures. You'll have to write this one down. So first thing is patients. You have to report the patient detail. Second thing, you have to report the reporter detail. मतलब report कौन कर रहा है? Suppose some of my friend is having an ADR and I am reporting. So I have to mention that I am Mitali Jain and I am a pharmacist and I am reporting this ADR. Alright. Third thing, you have to mention the adverse event detail. एडवर्स इवेंट डिटेल या एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन डिटेल, जो भी आपको लगता है कि दवाई खाने से ADR हुआ है. एंड व्हाट इज द फोर्थ एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, द ड्रग. प्लीज डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू मेंशन द नेम ऑफ द ड्रग, जिसके नाम पर आप बिल फाड़ रहे हो कि ये ADR मुझे इस ड्रग से हुआ है, राइट? सो डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू मेंशन द नेम ऑफ द ड्रग. ऑलराइट, सो देयर आर 4 मेन थिंग्स. दिस इज ऑल्सो नोन एज PERD criteria in pharmacovigilance: patient, event, reporter, drug. Easy way of remembering it. Okay, so what you get from the workshop, not only knowing things about PV, but those who are preparing for PV interview jobs, you can also prepare the question and answer rounds with me here, alright, through the slides itself. Now one more very important question: how and whom to report an ADR. Alright, so बाबा आदम के ज़माने से चिट्ठियाँ लिखने का शौक है, तो आप चिट्ठी भी लिख सकते हो. ओके, चिट्ठी लिख सकते हो इन द सेंस यू कैन एक्चुअली राइट अ लेटर टू CDSCO और टू IPC गाजियाबाद that dear sir, dear principal investigator or dear DCGI, this is the drug that I took from this company, this is my name, I live in this area or location, and this is the ADR that I am suffering from. Okay, you can actually write a letter. There are ADR reporting pen and paper forms. We'll look at them. I hope they are there on the slides. Okay, so we are gonna make sure that any which ways the ADR report leads and is sent to the regulatory authority. Okay, there are other good ways also. You can actually go to these websites that are mentioned here after the session, that is www.ipc.gov.in. This is the official website of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. Who is going to tell me Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission क्या है? क्या करती है वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? Yes, and the pharmacopoeia as well, right, is published over there, right? Okay, so Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission does not only do that much, it is also the NCC PVPI, that is the National Coordination Center for Pharmacovigilance Program of India, that you can see in the second line that I have mentioned on the slide. Okay, so there is another ADR linking that where you will just click, so the form will open directly. Also you can email it, the easiest way. आपको वेबसाइट नहीं ढूंढनी है, आपको लिंक नहीं ढूंढनी है, आप ईमेल भी लिख सकते हो टू IPC गाजियाबाद और टू CDSCO. There are 2 different email IDs mentioned on the last line of the slide. You can see pvpi@ipcindia.net or pvpi@ipcindia@gmail.com. Okay, so you can even send an email. So you can write a letter, you can send a pen paper form, you can send it through email. What are the other ways? There is this helpline number. Okay, Monday to Friday it is available from 9 AM to 5:30 PM. You can call on this toll free number, and this is a person from IPC Ghaziabad who is actually this is not a picture I took from Google. Okay, I was very fortunate to attend a workshop at IPC Ghaziabad for pharmacovigilance, and this is a real person who actually works into ADR reporting over there. So it's his picture. Alright, then there is also an Android application जो अपनी जनरेशन को तो सबसे fascinating और easy process लगता है. ऐप डाउनलोड करो, simply go and you can mention कि I have taken this particular drug and this is the ADR that I am suffering from because of so and so drug. Isn't it very easy? फ़ोन के थ्रू भी काम हो जाता है. Alright, so these are the 5 major ways you can report an ADR. Is it clear? This is how the reporting form looks like. So India में there are 2 different reporting forms. Alright, the blue one is for the, can you see, medicine side effect reporting form for consumers लिखा है उसके ऊपर. So that is for normal consumers. The red one is for the healthcare professionals. Okay, and you will be amazed to know that the blue form that you can see that is present for consumers is actually present in 9 other vernacular languages in India. What are vernacular languages? Good, nice. Now we come to the more important and a more technical aspect of pharmacovigilance, that is causality assessment. Any idea what is the meaning of causality assessment? So causality assessment word itself suggests causality means cause or causal relationship. So here what we are trying to do is trying to understand and build a causal relationship between the drug and the adverse drug reaction. Okay, so now let me give you the easiest example that you can relate it to very super fast. Suppose at night you binged watch Netflix, then you had a headache because aap soye nahi, then you popped a pill. Next morning you wake up and you are having fever. Now where is this fever coming from? You will think कि नेचुरल बुखार आ गया. जब इंडिया में बुखार आता है हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? मौसम चेंज हो रहा है. हम लोग बोलते हैं वायरल होगा. हो सकता है आप कहीं ऐसे जगह गए थे जहाँ से आपको कैच हो गया. Yes or no? What are the major reasons बुखार क्यों आता है हम लोगों को? Right? Nobody can ever think that it happened because of a drug. ठीक है, तो इसको सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं तो रिलेट नहीं हो पाएगा मैम. सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल, imagine you had the same drug and next morning you are having diarrhea or loose motions. Now what happened? अब मैंने ऐसा कल क्या खाया था जिसकी वजह से ये हो रहा है. अब मुझे लग रहा है कि ये साइड इफेक्ट है या ADR है, एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन है. So finding out whether this particular ADR is happening because of the reason that you took a crocin last night or a painkiller last night for your headache, Saridon, जो भी आप लेते हो, whatever popular drug that you consume, या फिर it is because of the pani puri that you had at 5 PM. Okay, relatable. तो ये पता लगाना that कोई food effect है, कोई drug interaction है, कोई food drug interaction है, what exactly is the reason why is the adverse drug reaction happening to you? Okay, is known as causality assessment. Is it clear? पानी पूरी एग्जाम्पल, या बनारस में कुछ और बोलते हैं क्या उसको? गोलगप्पे. ओके, cool. So I was shocked how come you didn't get it. Okay, so these are the various kinds of scales that we use for performing causality assessment. बहुत सारे साइंटिस्ट आए, उन्होंने अपनी थ्योरीज दी. अलग अलग स्केल्स हैं जो कंपनीज में यूज़ की भी जाती हैं, रिटायर भी हो जाती हैं. एक स्टैंडर्ड स्केल है WHO UMC स्केल. WHO UMC स्केल क्या है? वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन उपसला मॉनिटरिंग सेंटर की बनाई हुई एक WHO UMC कॉजालिटी असेसमेंट स्केल दैट वी यूज इन द मार्केट, इन द कंपनी व्हेन वी परफॉर्म फार्माकोविजिलेंस सर्विसेज, व्हेन वी परफॉर्म कॉजालिटी असेसमेंट. ऑलराइट, सो देयर आर वेरियस स्केल्स, है ना? कार्च एंड लाजना स्केल, नारेंजो स्केल, WHO प्रोबेबिलिटी स्केल, कार्मर स्केल, जॉन स्केल. यूरोपियन ABO सिस्टम भी आया था, but it did not prevail that much. Alright, there are many scales that have come around. Let's look at the Naranjo algorithm. So this is basically a scale where you look at the story of the patient, you examine and answer some of the questions that are listed down here. According to the answer in the question, you give marks or you give ratings. You can see every question has a +1, -1, +2, 0 rating दी हुई है उसके सामने, right? And if you don't know the answer to it, you have to give a 0 after answering the question. And this is how we one by one, step by step, answer all the questions, get a particular scale. On the side you can see a score also. On that side of the slide you can see there is a score. If the algorithm gives you a score of 9 plus, greater than 9, then it is a definitive ADR. What is a definitive ADR? मतलब हाँ, मुझे यकीन है कि ड्रग की वजह से ही एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन हुआ है. ऑलराइट, देन देर इज़ 5 to 8 विच इज़ प्रोबेबल ADR. प्रोबेबल ADR मतलब देर आर चांसेस दैट 70-30, 70% तो ADR ड्रग की वजह से हुआ है, बट 30% चांसेस है कि इट माइट बी बिकॉज ऑफ समथिंग रॉन्ग दैट आई एट, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ फूड, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ कंटामिनेटेड वाटर, मे बी बिकॉज आई डोंट स्लीप ऑन टाइम, maybe because I don't work out, maybe because I turned vegan. You don't know the answer, right? There is no answer to that. But we are trying to find out whether the ADR caused the, whether the drug caused the ADR or not. 1 to 4 जो scale है, that is possible ADR. That is something where we come at a 50-50 ratio. We are like, हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. But we cannot completely put a no or a stop कि this has not happened because of the drug. We cannot say that with a complete assurance. We cannot say it with conviction. Okay? Getting the logic? Yeah? and the last one is 0. So this is a doubtful ADR. So even when we are doubtful, then also we are 30-70. Okay, there is never a 0, there is never a no put over. When we talk about drugs and causality assessment, we never say कि this drug is completely safe and this drug is never ever gonna cause this ADR. कोई 1% भी chance नहीं कि drug ने ADR किया हो. That kind of answer never comes. But why? Because there is some or the other thing inside the molecule or the chemical structure or something else, because of which the drug might have caused some sort of toxicity in the body. It might have stayed back. Have you seen the human body on diagrams, on tortora and everything? You have seen how receptors look like, G protein couple receptor. तो ऐसा कभी imagine करते हो कि drug जा रहा है, absorb हो गया, blood में से बहते हुए जा रहा है. So we had a very good professor when I was in B.Pharm in IPS Academy, Dr. Praveen, and he used to talk like this. He used to explain how the drug travels and we used to imagine, okay, drug ऐसे जा रहा है. तो कभी ऐसा सोचते हो कि ड्रग का मन किया क्या करना है एक्सक्रीट होके, लेट मी स्टे बैक इन हिज पैनक्रियास. इमेजिन व्हाट विल हैपन. उसने सोचा मैं गॉल ब्लैडर में बैठ जाता हूँ, बहुत कम्फी सोफा है, आई एम गोना स्टे हियर. और जो अगला डोज आएगा, वो मेरी जो फ्रेंड आएगी, अगली डोज की जो पिल आएगी या जो टैबलेट आएगी, उसको भी बोलूँगा यहीं रुक जा मेरे साथ, है ना. दिस इज़ अ फन प्लेस, दिस इज़ अ वेरी सॉफ्ट स्पॉन्जी एरिया, आई वांट टू स्टे हियर. सो इमेजिन ड्रग ऐसा डिसाइड कर ले और एक दिन आपके ऑर्गन में डिपॉजिट होने लग जाए कहीं ना कहीं. व्हाट विल इट लीड टू? टॉक्सिसिटी. दैट्स हाउ टॉक्सिसिटी हैपन्स. सो देयर इज नो सर्टन आंसर कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ. ड्रग की मर्जी, उसको अच्छी लगी आपकी बॉडी, वो रुक गई. आपका कोई पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गन पसंद आ गया, यू नेवर नो, राइट. So that is how things happen. I'm going to read out the questions for you so that you can understand a little bit about how causality is assessed. अगर मैं सिर्फ टेबल दिखा के चले जाऊंगी तो आपको समझ ही नहीं आएगा सवाल क्या थे, right? So questions like what are asked या what are important when we are assessing the causality, that we are going to talk about. First question है, are there previous conclusions to this report reaction? तो अगर कोई ADR report हुआ है, any ADR, for example, now let me tell you a story. I'm a very good storyteller, by the way. Okay, so I will have to tell a story because half of you seem sleepy. So today is my mom's birthday, guys, 21st March. Thank you. Okay, this was not needed, but thank you so much. This is on record, so she will watch it later. So guys, why am I mentioning her over here? Because I feel I'm a good storyteller because she made me one. This is the first time in 29 years of my life that I'm not spending a birthday with her, yet she is happy. She is like, you have a workshop at IIT BHU, people have called you to listen to you, which is amazingly a gift for her, and she's very happy. So she used to make sure that I am a good storyteller because there was a competition in my school when I was in nursery, and they asked me to recite the story of, वो कहानी सुनी है कौवे वाली जिसमें वो अपने कंकड़ पत्थर डाल के पानी ऊपर लेकर आता है. Remember that thirsty crow story? Yes or no? So I got first prize that time. Alright, so coming back to what I was saying. Story ये नहीं थी, story ये है जो मैं आप सुना रही हूँ. Imagine a patient, okay, 50-year-old patient, male patient, okay, and he has no diseases. अच्छा खासा वर्कआउट करने वाला लीन बंदा है ना, अच्छा वाला काम करता है. He's a nice guy. Doesn't have blood pressure, doesn't have diabetes, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है अभी तक. अभी वो 50 का है. अभी क्या हुआ, 50th बर्थडे मनाने के बाद now that person is having a little bit of joint pain. फैमिली डॉक्टर के पास ही goes and he tells, सर यार मैं तो वर्कआउट भी करता हूँ, जिम भी जाता हूँ, मैं सब कुछ कर रहा हूँ, डाइट भी ले रहा हूँ सही से, अभी अचानक से जॉइंट पेन होने लग गया. तो दिस इज़ जॉइंट पेन, जॉइंट स्वेलिंग जो सर ने बताया डॉक्टर को, वो क्या है, साइंस एंड सिम्टम्स. डॉक्टर हियर्स, फैमिली डॉक्टर है, उन्होंने सुना पूरा प्रॉब्लम, उन्होंने बताया यार मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है तेको ना आ रहे हैं शायद से, तो ये टेस्ट करा, अपन पता लगाते क्या है. फाइंड्स आउट, आउटकम क्या निकल के आता है, इंडिकेशन क्या मिल रहा है हमें, इट इज़ रूमेटाइड अर्थराइटिस का बिगिनिंग पार्ट, है ना, अर्ली ऑनसेट बोल सकते हो, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू कॉल इट. सो नाउ दिस पर्सन इज हैविंग अ पर्टिकुलर डिजीज़ जिसके लिए डॉक्टर ने एक प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखा. ओके, राइट डाउन विथ मी. टॉसिलिजुमैब, टॉसिलिजुमैब ड्रग का नाम है, मैं जेनरिक नाम ले रही हूँ. ओके, द ड्रग नेम इज टॉसिलिजुमैब. डोज इज इक्वल टू 162 mg, फ्रीक्वेंसी twice daily. Okay, everyone's writing, so sweet. All right, no, it will help you out. Okay, हम really कुछ कर रहे हैं, find out करेंगे, don't worry. Okay, now dose is 162 mg, frequency is twice daily, and 6 months के लिए डॉक्टर ने बोला you have to continue this. All right, now the person goes home, फैमिली डॉक्टर है, of course, और एडवाइस मानेंगे, कोई सेकंड ओपिनियन की ज़रूरत नहीं है, सालों के रिलेशन है, everything is going good. Now the person goes home and starts taking the medication. What happens? He starts to feel जॉइंट पेन कम हो रहा है क्योंकि दवाई खा रहा है नेचुरली, बहुत अच्छी एफिकेसी है, परसेंटेज एफिकेसी. रॉश इज द मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ दिस मॉलिक्यूल टॉसिलिजुमैब. ओके, नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस, 1 महीना हो गया, 1.5 महीना हो गया ड्रग लेते लेते. मैंने क्या कहा था, दिस इज अ हेल्दी गाय, कोई ब्लड प्रेशर की दवाई नहीं ले रहा है, कोई डायबिटीज़ की दवाई नहीं ले रहा है, कोई और बीमारी नहीं है उसको, ठीक है. आफ्टर 1.5 month दिस गाय starts feeling or started suffering from gingivitis. What is gingivitis? Gum bleeding. Gum bleeding, gums कहाँ पे होते हैं? माउथ में, मसूड़े जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं, right? So now this person out of nowhere suffers from gum bleeding and he is not able to understand ये क्या हो रहा है. मैंने तो ऐसा कुछ खाया नहीं, सेम डाइट चल रहा है, डॉक्टर ने भी कोई परहेज़ नहीं बताया था, उन्होंने नहीं कहा था कि ये टॉसिलिजुमैब के साथ टमाटर मत खाना, दही मत खाना, इन्होंने तो कुछ नहीं कहा था. आई एम हैविंग माई रेगुलर फूड, होम फूड एंड एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग नॉर्मल. देन वाई इज दिस गम ब्लीडिंग हैपनिंग? नाउ द पेशेंट गोज बैक टू द डॉक्टर एंड टेल्स हिम कि मुझे गम ब्लीडिंग हो रहा है. सो देर आर वेरियस सिनेरियोज दैट विल हैपन. इसके बाद जो 3-4 सिनेरियोज हम डिस्कस करेंगे उससे आपको समझ में आएगा कॉजालिटी असेसमेंट, डी चैलेंज, री चैलेंज, एक्शन टेकन विद द ड्रग, ये सब चीज़ें क्या होती हैं, ठीक है. एंड एट द सेम टाइम यू कैन सी दिस लिस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दैट आर देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. अब आपके पास एक कहानी है, आपके पास एक ADR की कहानी है. हम चाहें तो सारे सवालों के जवाब इस ADR की कहानी से दे सकते हैं एंड वी कैन एक्चुअली फाइंड आउट कि क्या टॉसिलिजुमैब और गम ब्लीडिंग के बीच में कोई कोरिलेशन है, कोई कॉजल रिलेशनशिप है कि नहीं है. रेडी, करें ट्राई. Okay, so the first question is, are there previous conclusion reports on this reaction? अभी गम ब्लीडिंग तो उसको पहली बार हुआ है, तो 0 आंसर आना चाहिए. वी डोंट नो, ऐसा तो कभी हुआ नहीं, तो आंसर इज एक्चुअली द आंसर इज नो, नॉट डोंट नो, द आंसर इज नो. वी आर सर्टन कि ऐसा पहले कभी नहीं हुआ, गम ब्लीडिंग पहली बार हुआ है. सो द आंसर इज 0 फॉर द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन आंसर करते हैं. डिड द एडवर्स इवेंट अपीयर आफ्टर द सस्पेक्ट ड्रग वाज एडमिनिस्टर्ड? या उसके पहले ना तो कोई बीमारी थी, ना कोई दवाइयाँ लेनी पड़ती थी, पहली बार कोई क्रोनिक बीमारी की क्रोनिक मेडिसिन या ट्रीटमेंट चालू की है. यस और नो? एंड क्या देखने को मिल रहा है, गम ब्लीडिंग हो गया. ऑलराइट, सो द सेकेंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? या टेल मी, डिड एडवर्स इवेंट अपीयर आफ्टर टेकिंग द सस्पेक्ट ड्रग? यस, सो आंसर इज +2. तो 0 के आगे यू कैन राइट डाउन +2. ओके, then did the AR or ADR improve when the drug was discontinued or a specific antagonist was administered? अब इसका आंसर तो नहीं है मैम, क्या हुआ, आगे की कहानी तो सुनाओ. ठीक है, तो आगे की कहानी ऐसी है कि इसके 2-3 ऑप्शंस हो सकते हैं, है ना. चलते हैं वापस से टू दैट पर्टिकुलर डॉक्टर्स केबिन वेयर द पेशेंट इज सिटिंग विथ हिज फैमिली डॉक्टर. अभी उसने बताया है कि मुझे गम ब्लीडिंग हो रहा है, पहली बार हुआ है. डॉक्टर ने पूछा क्या बात कर रहा है, कैसे हो गया? मैं तो अच्छी दवाई दी थी तुझे, तू कुछ खा रहा होगा, तूने कुछ लिया होगा, कुछ तो गड़बड़ किया होगा जिसकी वजह से यू आर हैविंग गम ब्लीडिंग. ओके, सो इज़ लाइक नहीं, तुझे तो पता है मेरा बैकग्राउंड, आई डोंट स्मोक, आई डोंट टेक एल्कोहल, है ना, आई स्लीप ऑन टाइम, है ना, मैं तो 50 का हूँ, मैं थोड़ी ना बिंज वॉच करता हूँ कोई चीज़, ना मैं रील स्क्रॉल करता हूँ रात को. यस और नो? आवर पेरेंट्स जनरेशन वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट, वेरी मच इन टू द रूटीन. यस और नो? अरे यस भी नहीं बोल रहे हो. You don't trust it or what? Okay, so coming back to what I was saying, so the doctor is like, okay, then it is possible कि the drug that I have prescribed to you, that might be the primary reason of gum bleeding. So now the question comes कि अब क्या करें? अगर गम ब्लीडिंग ड्रग से हो रहा है तो या तो हमें गम ब्लीडिंग का कोई ट्रीटमेंट देना चाहिए, या फिर हमें दवाई रोक देनी चाहिए, हमें दवाई चेंज कर देनी चाहिए, प्रिस्क्रिप्शन रिफॉर्म करना चाहिए, व्हाटसोएवर नीड्स टू बी डन. ओके, सो देर आर 2 to 3 ऑप्शंस टू दिस. इसे हम कहते क्या है फार्माकोविजिलेंस की भाषा में, वी कॉल इट एक्शन टेकन विद द ड्रग. सो देर आर 2 to 3 ऑप्शंस व्हाट यू कैन टेक विद द ड्रग. फर्स्ट ऑप्शन, जैसा चल रहा है वैसा चलने दो. ओके, मीन्स डोज इंटरप्टेड. Okay, technically we call it dose interrupted. Alright, so dose interrupted means continue the therapy as it is going on, don't do anything with that. And what else to do other than that? जो गम ब्लीडिंग है उसको ट्रीट करने के लिए हम दूसरी दवाई दे देंगे, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व, राइट. दैट इज ऑप्शन 1. ऑलराइट, क्योंकि ज़रूरी नहीं है ना कि टॉसिलिजुमैब से ही गम ब्लीडिंग हुआ है. आप यहाँ पे टॉसिलिजुमैब रोक दो, रूमेटाइड पेन वापस शुरू हो जाए आपका, द डॉक्टर विल से कि नहीं नहीं नहीं, डोंट स्टॉप टेकिंग टॉसिलिजुमैब, आई विल राइट अनदर प्रिस्क्रिप्शन, आई विल गिव यू अ ट्रीटमेंट फॉर गम ब्लीडिंग. एंड व्हाट विल हैपन इफ़ यू स्टॉप टॉसिलिजुमैब, अभी जो बड़ी मुश्किल से 1.5 महीने में जो पेन ठीक हुआ है ना तेरा, ये वापस स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. दिस इज व्हाट द डॉक्टर माइट से. दिस इज ऑप्शन 1. आई एम नॉट सेइंग द डॉक्टर इज बैड हियर, वो उसका फैमिली डॉक्टर है, अच्छा ही सजेस्ट करेगा, है ना. डोंट फोकस ऑन व्हाट द डॉक्टर इज सेइंग, फोकस ऑन द स्टोरी. सेकेंड ऑप्शन क्या है हमारे पास? सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज डोज इंटरप्टेड. मैंने पहले कहा था डोज नॉट इंटरप्टेड, अब हम डोज इंटरप्ट कर रहे हैं. अब डॉक्टर ने सेकेंड ऑप्शन क्या बोल सकता है? यार आई थिंक तुझे टॉसिलिजुमैब सूट नहीं कर रही है. व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल चेंज द प्रिस्क्रिप्शन. यू स्टॉप टेकिंग टॉसिलिजुमैब, तेरे पास जितनी गोली है ना तू वापस कर दे. गो एंड रिटर्न इट टू द फार्मासिस्ट. आई विल राइट अनदर प्रिस्क्रिप्शन, आई विल गिव यू अनदर मेडिसिन फॉर दिस. ओके, सो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, यू आर विदड्रॉइंग द ड्रग, यू आर स्टॉपिंग इट, कि नहीं ये ड्रग बंद करके दूसरा ड्रग ले रहे हैं. ओके, दैट इज ऑप्शन 2. ऑल्सो देर इज एन ऑप्शन 3 वेयर द डॉक्टर विल से यार एक काम करके देखते हैं, ऐसा तो नहीं कि टॉसिलिजुमैब से गम ब्लीडिंग हो रहा है. लेट्स डू वन थिंग, यू स्टॉप टॉसिलिजुमैब फॉर 2 weeks. If the gum bleeding goes down, if the gum bleeding stops immediately after you stop taking the drug, we will be able to find out the D-challenge. What is D-challenge? D-challenge is the process of de-introducing, cutting off the drug with the body, interaction between the drug and the body. Okay? So if you are de-introducing the drug from the body and you are creating a D-challenge, at the end of the D-challenge, whatever is the result, and we will figure out, we will find out कि कितना % chances था that drug was causing the ADR. कैसे पता चलेगा? मान लो यहाँ टॉसिलिजुमैब बंद किया, वहाँ गम ब्लीडिंग बंद हो गई. किस टाइप का D-challenge हुआ ये? पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव? पॉजिटिव D-challenge, राइट? बिकॉज द एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन डिसअपियर्ड. नाउ द डॉक्टर सेड 2 हफ्ते बाद वापस चालू करके देखते हैं. ये क्या कहलाता है? Re-challenge, reintroduction of the drug in the body. Now you are putting the drug again in the body to see whether it was actually causing ADR. अगर वापस से गम ब्लीडिंग आया तो फिर टोटल शट केस हो जाएगा, 100% गारंटी हो जाएगी, प्रूफ हो जाएगा कि हाँ एक्चुअली दिस ड्रग वाज कॉजिंग गम ब्लीडिंग. एंड नाउ वी आर सपोज टू रिपोर्ट दिस ड्रग कॉजिंग गम ब्लीडिंग विद अ कम्प्लीटली रिलेटेड, ये जो 9+ वाला आंसर है ना आपका, डेफिनेटिव ADR, दिस वुड कम. ऑलराइट, so this is another option that would come, possible है ये भी. There is another option also for action taken where the doctor can say don't stop the drug, reduce the dose. तो what we were taking क्या था dose और frequency? Twice daily. So what we will do, 162 mg twice daily, मतलब एक दिन में कितना डोज जा रहा है बॉडी के अंदर? हाँ, ऐड करके बताओ कितना. व्हाट इज द मिलीग्राम्स ऑफ डोज गोइंग इनसाइड द बॉडी? 320 mg. नाउ द डॉक्टर सेज टेक वंस डेली. डोज की जो फ्रीक्वेंसी है या जो डोज है हम उसको आधा कर देते हैं, रिड्यूस कर देते हैं, एंड देन लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस. अगेन वी आर गोइंग टू, दिस इज ऑल्सो अ टाइप ऑफ D-challenge. Okay, again we are putting the body through D-challenge, we are again putting the de-introduction phase over here, जहाँ पे आधी ही ड्रग बॉडी में दी जा रही है. तो अब गम ब्लीडिंग कुछ कम होना चाहिए या फिर हट जाना चाहिए टेक्निकली. सो अगेन इफ द गम ब्लीडिंग गोज अवे और इफ इट रिड्यूसेस, देन अगेन इट टेल्स अस इट इज अ पॉजिटिव D-challenge. Now again you come back to the normal dose after 2 weeks and gum bleeding restarts. What kind of re-challenge is that? Positive or negative? Yes, so it is a positive re-challenge. Why? मैम ये तो बुरी बात है ना, गम ब्लीडिंग वापस आ गया. तो आपने दिल से क्यों लगा लिया था आंसर को? मेडिकल साइंसेज में देर आर समटाइम्स इट इज़ गुड इफ इट इज़ अ नेगेटिव रिपोर्ट. कोविड-19 के टाइम पे व्हाट वर यू प्रेइंग? नेगेटिव रिपोर्ट आए या पॉजिटिव रिपोर्ट आए? सो इट इज़ अ गुड थिंग ना कि नेगेटिव री-चैलेंज आ रहा है, राइट? यस और नो? इफ द गम ब्लीडिंग डजंट कम बैक, it is a positive re-challenge, and if the gum bleeding comes back, it is a Confused? So there's a formula actually that you must remember for de-challenge and re-challenge. Otherwise you will always be thinking ये अच्छा है बुरा है, उस हिसाब से आप positive negative कहते रहोगे. Moving to the next question. Did the ADR reappear when the drug was re-administered? So according to the answers, जो 4 option हमने पढ़े, now it depends on you what you want to put. Yes, it reappeared, it did not reappear, or you don't know about the answer. Okay, reappeared रखना है. Okay, so add +2 to that as well. Then are the alternate causes other than drug that could solely have caused the reaction present? No, there are no other options present. क्योंकि हमने starting से story clear रखी थी. हमने कहा था ना तो कोई और बीमारी है जो साबित कर पाए कि इस बीमारी की वजह से हो रहा हो, comorbidities नहीं है, there is no concomitant medication, there is no concurrent therapy. I'll just take 5 minutes. All right. And what else is there? So I'll have to skip a few questions in the bottom. Okay. So जितने questions हमने answer किए हैं, are you getting what we are trying to do over here? How de-challenge, re-challenge, causality assessment is helping us out in understanding the fact that causality कैसे assess की जाती है? Yes or no? I hope the examples were relatable. I hope आपको थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आया how things work in causality assessment. Yes or no? Give me a cheer. Good, good, good. So we are gonna skip to the next slide. Of course, you can calculate this later. I hope you have taken a picture of this, and of course your team has the PPT, so they can share it with you for more knowledge. Okay. So these are the various scales. On depending on the answer, what are the definitions of it? Maybe next time we can go through it in the other workshop. All right. These are some of the examples of the drugs that have been withdrawn so far. Okay. There are many, and the year is written in front of you, and also the reason, what kind of toxicity, what kind of adverse drug reaction these drugs were causing, and why they have been removed from the market. So pharmacovigilance, prevention of ADR कैसे करता है? This is the answer to that. We are preventing ADRs by removing the drugs from the market. आप drug हटा दो market से, ADR नहीं होगा. So it sounds very funny when I say it like that, but in a way we are saving patients' lives by making sure that a drug is not causing an adverse drug reaction. Is it not fair? Is it not enough that we suffer from various diseases every day in and day out? Is it not necessary that a drug should provide percentage safety and percentage efficacy to the patient? Is it not necessary that another thalidomide disaster should not happen? So to make sure we pharmacovigilance scientists are standing as guardians, okay, everybody is there in the entire pharma team. If you talk about GMP, GDP, GXP compliances and all the other officers in the various departments of QA, QC, production, packaging, everybody is making sure that the drug is safe and sound for using and the patient are safe, right? But yet there are some things that are present in the chemical structure of the drug which are unexplainable and which are out of the scope and out of the hands of the officers that I just mentioned. The teams cannot help out with it. So there is a team who is dedicatedly sitting down day and night and making sure that any drug is causing any kind of nuisance in the market needs to be vigilantly removed from the market. Okay, that's a long process. It does not happen overnight. कि आज 10 लोग मर गए ड्रग खा के तो कल ड्रग बैन. Okay, there are lots of procedures. There are a lot of things that are required for that. All right. So I hope you understand pharmacovigilance now, and you also can feel how important is it for the market, for the future, and for the better clinical research and drug testing that is happening. Okay, I'm just going to take 5 more minutes, guys. I just want to make sure that the agenda of the workshop is fulfilled here. I just want to mention a few things. The Pharma Daily is also concerned with the placement assistance and the way how you're preparing for jobs. Okay, so this is just a tiny insight of all your questions that you have कि मैम हम prepare कैसे करें कोई भी particular job है, and this is applicable not only for PV. This is applicable for students who want to go in the industry, you want to go for QA, you want to go for QC, production, कोई भी department, RA department, any of the places you want to work. This is how you should prepare for. Okay, So there are two terms, technical and HR. Prepare for the technical knowledge, okay? Prepare for the HR round specifically, separately. When we are talking about the corporate jobs, which are very hidden and very unseen in the market till now, you might not be very sure what is medical writing, medical scribing, medical billing, medical coding, okay, pharmacovigilance, clinical data management, what is HEOR, health economics outcome research. ये सारी fields ऐसी हैं जहाँ आप अपना B.Pharm, M.Pharm कंप्लीट करके कॉर्पोरेट फार्मा जॉब कर सकते हो. आपको अपनी फील्ड छोड़ के जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. एंड नॉट दैट आई एम प्रमोटिंग यू डोंट गो टू इंडस्ट्री एंड गो टू दीज जॉब्स. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग इफ़ यू आर रनिंग अवे आफ्टर गिविंग योर 4 years or 6 years of pharmacy, your life to pharmacy, just stay back, take a moment, lie back and just look at these fields where you can do a job, contribute your 6 years or 4 years of immense knowledge of pharmacy to your own field. You don't need to run away. Jobs are there, just find them out correctly. Just find out your interest. So Dr. Kulkarni mentioned how PV and RA are interrelated. I just wanted to quote this as well. So people come to me and say, मैम DRA में ज़्यादा स्कोप है, रेगुलेटरी अफेयर्स में चले जाएं या फार्माकोविजिलेंस में चले जाएं. So maybe after these workshops, after listening to such great speakers, you will understand ये सारी फील्ड्स एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड हैं. आप एक फील्ड हटा दोगे, आप एक डिपार्टमेंट हटा दोगे तो बाकी का पूरा जो सर्कल है, जो पूरा साइकिल है वो कोलैप्स हो जाएगा. दैट इज़ हाउ फार्मा वर्क्स. Everything goes hand in hand. So if you are looking for corporate jobs, make sure you are doing software trainings, make sure you are learning how the software works, because I know that यहाँ पर जितने भी लोग आए हैं, the 300 people that have come here, सबसे पहली बात तो hats off to you guys. I was here in Spirit 2018 as a student and I was astonished by looking first of all at IIT BHU. यहाँ आना ही बहुत बड़ी बात है, yes or no? Then फिर यहाँ जो competitions हुई थी, there was Bullseye, there was Magna Cart and various kinds of competitions that were held over here. It was a life-turning experience for me last time. मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था that I will be coming here and I will be standing on this side of the dais one day. और so soon तो बिल्कुल नहीं सोचा था. So my legs are still shivering while I'm talking to you. Okay, but what makes me happy is if I can do it, you guys can also do it. The only thing that you need to do is fall in love with your profession. And after this session, please make sure, एक ही चीज़ गूगल करना, what is the market capacity of pharmaceutical industries? It is a $1 trillion industry, guys. IT में भी इतना पैसा नहीं है जितना फार्मा में है. So anybody for that matter who is planning to swiftly run away or whatsoever are your plans after doing your degrees, make sure that you Google it. What is the market capacity और आने वाले सालों में what is it going to be in 2030? I am sure you are not going to go. The only thing that you need to learn is how to get those jobs, how to get those salaries, how to get those packages and stay and contribute to your own field. Okay, so these are the various HR round tactics that you need to work on. क्योंकि फार्मा के बच्चे ना इसमें थोड़े से कमज़ोर होते हैं, थोड़े से. Communication skills, your corporate life experiences, your gestures when you're talking to people in interviews. So if you're struggling with these things, you can definitely stay in touch and get in touch with our team at the Pharma Daily. And that's all I have to tell you. All right. Make sure you build an ATS friendly resume. I have really less time, so I'm just gonna skip swiftly. Alright, make sure you learn email etiquettes. बहुत ज़रूरी है. Attachment भूल मत जाया करो HR को resume भेजते time. Okay, make sure you're giving mock interviews. It is very very essential. आपके colleges में जब वाइवास होते हैं ना, जब practical exam के वाइवास होते हैं, consider that as your mock interview. Don't look up there in the ceiling. Don't go unprepared in your next viva. Okay. The things are there in front of you, you're just not using them. Alright? Okay, these are some pictures. And also learn cold DMs and cold emails. So there are such fine delegates sitting in the front bench. What you need to do is get in touch with them, contact with them on LinkedIn. Make sure you put the resume, you slip in the resume to the right person at the right time on LinkedIn as well. And see how your life can transform. LinkedIn is such a small platform, but it can really get you various wonderful jobs. So this is an example. ये मेरे साथ हुआ था. When I was switching from TCS to Syneos Health, I got a 128% hike. This is Leon Huretic, the director of ICSR, and he is the Prime Vigilance company का owner या director, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so this guy actually texted me after my interview. Hi Mitali, could you let me know what your salary expectation and the role is? Can you imagine? This guy is texting me. This is a real screenshot. I have not, इसको बनाया नहीं है मैंने. So this is the power of cold DMs and cold emails. Alright, you just need to learn these techniques and harness it. ये IT वाले स्टूडेंट्स ऑलरेडी कर रहे हैं. हाई टाइम की फार्मा स्टूडेंट्स को भी उठ जाना चाहिए, जाग जाना चाहिए और ये करना चाहिए. ओके, गेटिंग द पॉइंट? यस, ऑलराइट. सो दीज आर सम प्लेसमेंट्स. दैट्स इट. थैंक यू सो मच. इट वाज लवली कमिंग हियर. If you have any questions, you can let me know right now, or you can DM me, text me, email me. I'm open to answering everywhere. Any questions for now? Oh, okay. You guys can follow me on the social media platforms on LinkedIn and Instagram and YouTube, and from there you can just DM me. I'll get back to you guys. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening so much patiently. And thank you for interacting. That was a lovely session for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mitali Jain, for sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us.
God
Your
knows मैं
session
क्या-क्या
has
बोल
been
क्या
truly
कर
informative.